clone question of Nan Hua Primary, P6 Prelim paper in 2013, question number 18 of paper 2. This question is a more challenging question that requires advanced strategies to solve. So we'll be using two advanced strategies, which are the let's kill and the magical red line concept. Now let's take a look at the first sentence. When Mr. Goh was 35 years old, his daughter was half of his son's age. So let's represent this information with a ratio. So Mr. Goh to the daughter to the son. So Mr. Goh is 35, and then we know that the daughter is half of the son's age. So this 1 unit here refers to the daughter, and the 2 units here refer to the son. So the daughter is 1 unit and the son is 2 units. Now some years later, he will be 4 times of his daughter's age when his son is 13 years old. Now some years later will mean that Mr. Goh has increased in his age. We don't know how many years he has increased his age by. So we're going to use plus 1 part to represent that he has increased by some years, which we don't know how many. But we know that the daughter and the son will also increase by the same number of years. So that will mean that the daughter will plus 1 part too, and the son will also plus 1 part. So in the end, after that, we know that the son became 13 years old. So we are going to indicate that the son is 13 years old after that. And then we can indicate Mr. Goh to be 35 plus 1 part, and the daughter to be 1 unit plus 1 part after that. Now, if we focus on the son, over here, we will be able to form the first statement, which is 2 units plus 1 part is equivalent to 13. Now, the next information that we are given is that Mr. Goh will be 4 times of his daughter's age when his son is 13 years old. So if we write that out, and then we can try to balance them by multiplying by 4 to the lighter side. And in this case, the lighter side is the daughter, so we're going to times 4 to the daughter's side. And so the statement becomes 35 plus 1 part equals to 4 unit plus 4 parts. Now you can use your magical red line concept here, and then you will be able to simplify and get the statement to be 35 is equals to 4 unit plus 3 parts. Now that we have these two statements, we're going to write them again over here. So 2 units plus 1 part is equals to 13. And the other one is 4 units plus 3 parts is equals to 35. Now the question wants you to find how old will his daughter be when he's 50 years old. So let's start by finding the 1 unit. Now to solve for the 1 unit, we need to make the parts the same. And so you can use your let's kill strategy here and eventually be able to solve that your 1 unit is equivalent to 2. Now what does this 2 here represent? Now this 2 here represents the daughter's age when Mr. Goh was 35 years old, because this is the 1 unit over here. So we can indicate that this is the daughter's age when Mr. Goh was 35 years old. Now that we have the value for 1 unit, let's rewrite the information for this part over here. So Mr. Goh to the daughter to the son. Mr. Goh is 35 as we know. And we know that the daughter is 1 unit, and we have found out that 1 unit is 2. So we can indicate daughter to be 2. And since we know that the son is 2 units, and we can find out that 2 units is equivalent to 4. So we can indicate that the son is 4 years old. Now the question wants you to find how old his daughter will be when he's 50 years old. So let's indicate that Mr. Goh became 50 years old some years later. Now we can find out how many years later that is by using 50 to take away 35, and that gives us 15. So that's plus 15. And so again, as I've mentioned previously, everybody will grow old by the same number of years. So if 15 years have passed for Mr. Goh, so that will happen to the daughter also. She will increase by 15 too. And then 2 plus 15, that gives us 17. And same thing for the son, increase by 15. 4 plus 15, and that gives us 19. Now, since we are interested in the daughter's age, the answer is 17 years old. So his daughter will be 17 years old when he's 50 years old. So the answer to this question